Alright guys, welcome back to a brand new video today, and in this video I wanted to talk about the current status of snipers, kind of where they were a while ago, their best spot, and what I think could be changed right now to make them a little bit more viable and a little bit better in PvP. Personally, I'm a big fan of jokes, and when it comes to changes that I don't really agree with, there was a time like earlier year or two where a lot of my complaints were like I was legitimately mad or upset about it, but recently it's been more of like a jokes thing. So my YouTube channel is a place where I can kind of gather my thoughts into one like cohesive video, and normally I do some sort of like free response commentary, but for a video like this I actually do have a notepad in front of me, and I just want to go over a few topics that I thought were important regarding the current state of snipers. So for the first topic, I wanted to talk about why I think snipers were nerfed in the first place, and the general consensus, or at least in my opinion, is that a lot of it came from trials, and the Destiny community, or at least the PvP portion as a whole, bases a lot of their findings or opinions about the game simply in trials, because that's kind of what the majority of the community plays. You'll see it dominating the Twitch directory, you'll see it dominating the YouTube directory. You know, I've made trials 1v3s, I've made videos where I've played with like my mom, my sister, and they're just funny videos. So it's a very popular game mode, and if a player can't play throughout the week, they're a busy student or they have a job and they come home and they have the weekend off, chances are, because trials is up and that's kind of like the premier game mode, that's kind of what they're gonna play. And a sniper rifle is a weapon, you know, obviously you can get one hit killed by shotguns as well and fusion rifles, but you know, sniper is a weapon, though it's hard to get a one hit kill at like close to medium range or more difficult. It's a weapon that potentially you can get one hit killed by at any range possible. And you know, whenever there's some sort of patch or patch notes and it's talking about one thing being worse, even without like the people really trying it, they just shift over to the alternative. And when shotguns were nerfed and snipers were untouched, a lot of people migrated from the shotgun side of things to snipers. And when you're playing a game mode like trials where it's elimination and there's a lot of weight put on one life, where you could be in around 4-4 and you like run off of your initial spawn and you instantly get killed from a sniper from a location that you didn't even see, that's extremely frustrating. That applies to, you know, if you get double naded or if you get double body shot or like instantly team shot melted. The point is that in a game mode like trials, when you get killed pretty much instantly, it's like extremely frustrating. And I feel like in a sniper dominated meta where people were discouraged from using shotguns, people got sick and tired of being instantly one hit killed in a situation where they're challenging with their primary or whatever. Because if you're in an intense game, it's elimination, obviously, like I said, a ton of weight is put on individual lives or individual situations, and if that gets ended instantly by one bullet, people are going to get mad. And obviously, like I said before, if you have a meta where you're promoting snipers you know, heavily over shotguns, then you're going to get sniped a lot, and people after 4 to 5 months got fed up with it and started complaining about it. The other thing is the whole you know, I put 2 bursts into this person and they're still shooting me, I don't know why, how are they able to do this? A lot of this has to do with the horrible netcode. You'll notice that you'll be shot when you'll be sprinting in a straight line and you just got behind cover and you're 3 to 4 feet behind that cover and you still got killed. That's because the person, and chances are, skill-based matchmaking really is not an issue for me anymore, but chances are with the netcode that the person shot you a foot or 2 before you got behind that cover, but it's only registering once you're 3 feet behind it. So if you apply that concept to the gunfight aspect, chances are they could have shot you before you even got a round in, or maybe you thought you got, you know, full 2 pulse rounds in, when in fact you guys shot at the same time, but they shot you in the head and you shot them in the butt. It's a weird situation, but essentially you guys shot at the same time. They had a sniper, you didn't. A few of your shots will register after you're technically dead, if that makes any sense. And then you'll be left wondering, how did I get shot through all of that flinch? And that's kind of where the flinch feedback came from, I think. Moving on to the next topic, I wanted to talk about handling nerfs and why I think those should be reverted. So we have the snapshot nerf and then the overall handling nerf. And for me, it was like a ton of people were complaining about trials and just the game feeling extremely slow in general. You'd see people that were hard scoping just way off in the distance, and it just didn't feel fast paced in a meta full of snipers. So for me, it doesn't really make much sense that you'd want to make it slower. Like, I don't know why you'd want to, you know, discourage people from playing really fast with a sniper. If anything, I feel like if you wanted to change the way people play with it, to make the zoom in even faster. Now I don't know if that would be an appropriate change, if that would make it overpowered or not. That's not entirely what I'm suggesting. I'm just saying that in a time where people were super mad about people camping with snipers, and even right now, like you'll find people, because with the handling nerf and the snapshot nerf, you know, people are just playing back more, and they feel really scared to challenge anything because either A, you're not going to get your sniper up in time, or B, you're going to get flinched by a clever dragon, and it's just not going to be a good scenario. So for me, the snapshot nerf really didn't make any sense considering quick draw was already a better alternative. You get the benefits of single point sling and you get the benefits of vanilla snapshot. So in this meta where you're trying to encourage people to play faster, I think that unnerfing the handling, making it go back to vanilla, as well as making snapshot how it acted in year 1 or earlier 2 would be a good change. The next topic I wanted to talk about is how it seems like the only thing that I ever see and the only thing that I get killed by, not as a complaint saying that these are overpowered. I think obviously snipers as a whole are underpowered, but I don't see anything other than LDR, longbow, and her benevolence, like a few other snipers, but they're basically like of the same archetype. You'll run into the, you know, occasional event horizon, but for the most part you don't play like those lower impact, higher rate of fire snipers. So you don't see a Waylorn's March, you don't see someone using a Praetor's Revenge or anything kind of like that. And I think that something they could do to promote that is make it so you spawn with more ammo. So this would mean 12 bullets off spawn and then 6 per ammo pickup. Because I feel like right now, to take full advantage of a higher rate of fire sniper, you kind of find yourself shooting a lot. Obviously, you shoot more often, and with that, you're going to miss more. And as a general statement, you also kind of see lower aim assist on higher rate of fire snipers. For example, Praetor's Revenge is extremely low aim assist. And I think for me, if you wanted to promote more diversity without changing any of the other popular snipers and make everyone mad who uses a longbow or an LDR or her benevolence, is just make it so you spawn with more ammo. And that would kind of encourage people to, you know, dabble around with different snipers and use something that's kind of, you know, outside of the meta archetype, while at the same time not changing anything that people already like. Scope zoom isn't really a big issue for me, and if anything, I don't know, like it seems like almost easier to hit people when it's low, or when it's like zoomed out more. You know, I wouldn't mind if they changed the zoom back to how it was, but for the most part, like I'm just kind of used to it. I'm used to the new zoom on ambush, I'm used to the new zoom on short gaze. So for me and for a lot of people, I don't really see that being discussed that much. It's a thing where people remember year 1 and they remember how it was really low zoom and they would kind of prefer that it was changed back. But for me, I don't think it's that big of an issue. And if anything, that will be one of the smallest and least controversial portions of the whole sniper nerf, or at least of this video. So I felt like since I didn't really have a clear stance on it, I would kind of leave it out of this video. But moving on to the final thing, which is flinch, which I think is the biggest thing for everyone. I don't really have a huge issue with how flinches on hand cannons, and I don't really find myself getting in a situation where I just feel helpless when I play against a person using a hand cannon or even an auto rifle. And then obviously you're not running into many scout rifles just because of kind of the map design of PvP. They don't really promote it. So for the most part, if you're having a sniper equipped and you're struggling with it as far as flinch goes, you are very aware of pulse rifles, and I think that the flinch by pulse rifles is overall too much. Obviously, Clever Dragon is extremely kind of out of hand, and it's the outlier of it just because it shoots so fast, and it can also have high cal rounds without disrupting any sort of stability perks on the weapon. But overall, I think when you're shooting as many bullets as a pulse rifle does, and you're constantly getting pounded by all of these bullets, you know, over and over and over again, I think that the flinch dealt per bullet on pulse rifles needs to go down, because you're putting out so many shots so fast, especially with popular, you know, meta pulse rifles, so to speak, with Hawksaw, Clever Dragon, Grasp of Malik. When you're putting out bullets that fast, and with how flinch is right now, it is insane. Like, you can see the barrel of your sniper just flop up and down like a diving board with like a 500-pound man just jumped off of it. It's flying everywhere, and it comes to a point where if one person gets a single bullet from their first pulse from a pulse off on you while you're sniping, and I'm not promoting like the whole hard scoping thing, if you like slide around a corner and you try to quick scope someone and someone's sitting in the back, you know, hard scoping that lane, and they get one tag on you as you're sliding around the corner, then you are useless. And I know that it's very frustrating for people to get in a gunfight that they thought was a primary gunfight and then the person snipes them. Overall, it's kind of just part of the game, but I'm speaking for the people that I know and kind of the overall public opinion that I've seen both in my Twitch chat, both in my Twitter mentions, kind of all that, and then obviously my personal experience, and that's kind of what I've noticed, and that's what I've noticed is the most frustrating. I wanted to say thank you very much if you made it to the end of the video. I know that there is a weapon balance update coming in the middle of February, so I'm hoping some of these changes, obviously not all of them, will make them into the game, or I'm not quite sure if Bungie really knows about any of these, but if there's a few of them that make it in, it doesn't really sound like they discussed it too much so far, then obviously I'll be super happy. So like I said, with it coming up in 2 weeks, is this a perfect time to make a video? No, but at the same time, if the patch doesn't have any of this, then I think this is a good starting point for any sort of future update to come. Hopefully it comes quicker, I don't know. So before you type it, yes, I know update is coming. Hopefully it's included, or at least parts of this, like I said, is included. But if not, not a big deal. I want to thank you for making it to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Peace.